once you've got your core branded destination, you know what your brand promise is from doing the brand perception snapshot earlier and figuring out where you want to be, who your target audience is, how you want to position yourself against your competition, go out there and find your best audience. I offer tons of links to tools you can use to do everything in this presentation in my book, 30-Minute Social Media Marketing. I didn't write them all in here. There's too many to even suggest. But the goal is, the web gets more crowded every day. Your efforts are useless if you're not talking to and getting in front of the right people. So you need to take the time, as you're building that core branded online destination, you need to also be looking for your best audience. Start doing some Google searches. Use the keywords that your customers would use to find a business like yours, to find products like yours. Then follow the paths of the results that those people get. See where they're spending time. If you follow the same route that they do, you're going to find them. They're somewhere out there. Go to your competitors. Start seeing what they do. Check out your competitors' LinkedIn profile, their Facebook friends, their Twitter followers. Start following those people too. Use that info that's publicly out there to your advantage. A great example of a brand that knows where its audience is and creates branded experiences, a variety of them, that people can self-select how they want to interact with the brand, is Playboy. A lot of you probably don't know, and I only know this because I wrote a book about it, that the vast majority of Playboy merchandise is purchased by women. So Playboy is a perfect example of a brand that understands its diverse audiences and creates branded experiences for those various diverse audiences, so they can choose how they want to engage with and interact with the brand in possibly very different ways. Southwest Airlines is another one that understands its customer. It's got a great Twitter profile. It includes non-official conversations. It's completely devoid of corporate rhetoric. It's real employees tweeting about their own experiences, their own conversations. And Southwest Airlines actually can be found all over the social web, but this Twitter stream is great. A real person is tweeting with you. If you go to their Twitter stream, you'll see over in the bio area that a real person, this one is the LUV airline airplanes can't type. So at Chris5321 is responding, chatting with you. So it's a very real experience, and they're talking to their audience in a way that they know from researching their audience that their audience will relate to and respond to. But remember, step 2, your content is key. You can't just put up anything. What you say really is the most important key to your social media success, to build your brand on the social web. You have to be honest, you have to be transparent, you have to be human, you have to let your personality shine through, you have to be a real person. It's just like networking and talking to consumers in front of themselves. I had a client once who said something to me that I thought was so profound. She said, 10, 20 years ago, businesses would have killed to have this huge audience of people who are interested in what you have to say, who have already expressed their interest in hearing from you. They would have killed to have those people sitting in a room in front of them so that they could talk to them. Well, guess what? You have that on the social web. You're just lucky enough that you get to sit in pajamas on your computer or in your home. So don't think of it as something any different than getting in front of people in a one-on-one conversation. It's an incredible opportunity that you can't miss, or you'll truly be left behind. When you can in your content, I always refer to it this way: always try to create amazing content. Try to do something extra or exclusive as well. There's a hotel, his name is slipping me, it's in my book. I can't remember. There's this little hotel in New York, and they started using Twitter as a way to connect with people, because how could they compete against the Marriott Marquis? This is just a little rinky-dink hotel in Midtown Manhattan. So instead, they got on Twitter and started reaching out to people, started trying to connect with people. They found some of the key social media influencers and offered them discounts to stay in that hotel next time you're in New York on a conference. Instead of staying at the Marriott, stay with us. When guests come in, if they came through Twitter, they acknowledge them and give them, I can't remember what it is, something special. I don't know if it's like a free breakfast or something. They give them something. There's like a special Twitter kiosk in the hotel. And they send out exclusive discounts to their followers all the time. So here's this little hotel that now can compete against the Marriott Marquis and all those other huge names. A good example of a company that creates good content is the checkout block by Walmart. It's written by employees. They're allowed to use their own voices within guidelines, of course, but it makes employees feel like they matter. Excuse me. It allows them to be brand advocates. It makes readers feel like they're in the know, like they're part of the family, if you will. And it works. JetBlue is another great example. This is an example, their Twitter stream is great. It's filled with at replies. If you don't use Twitter, an at reply is a direct response to someone on a public Twitter stream or mention of somebody. So by having a Twitter stream that's filled with at replies, it means that they're engaging with other users. They're very human. Again, in the bio, it says, have a question, follow us and let us help. Currently on duty, Morgan and Gigi. So there are real people on duty, always tweeting and building those relationships. All right, so step 3, research, research, research. Did I say that enough? Research. You need to figure out what your competitors are doing. Find them. Not only your competitors, what are some other companies that are doing great things doing? Find them, copy them. Let's not reinvent the wheel. It's not plagiarism if you're copying ideas of marketing ideas. Go ahead and do similar things if they're interesting to you and you think that they'll match your brand promise and reach your target audience. The key is really to find your target audience, have your core branded destination ready, and then participate in conversations and slowly bring them back to your own online branded destination where you can expand those conversations, expand that relationship. And you have to listen. Listening is a huge part of social media marketing and building your brand. A good example is Comcast. Comcast, their Twitter profile is known for providing customer service. And there's a guy, Frank Eliason, who is the head of the Comcast Twitter stream. You can see on the sidebar there that Comcast is all over the social web. Heck, you can even follow Frank on his family blog. You know, this is creating a human image of a huge company. So the fact that the Twitter stream is filled with at replies, the fact that you're connecting with a real person, with real conversations, creates a relationship immediately. You're not just being delivered advertising messages and corporate rhetoric, or messages saying how wonderful we are.